Hello YouTube, my name is Natero, and today I'll be bringing you MX vs ATV Supercross Encore for the PS4. Now, I've been waiting for this game a long time, and when I mean long time, I mean from the first time they announced Supercross, when I originally thought Supercross would be for the PS4, but that was my own stupid mistake. But, you know, well. Supercross was the previous title before this game, which wasn't all that great. I never really enjoyed it. I felt like I was gypped a lot. It was only $20, so I guess I kind of expected it, but this is $30 versus $50 to $60, and I'd be willing to pay $50 or $60 for this game because it is a full-fledged game. It just has some frame rate issues that they are working on, and I think they said it'd be out by next patch. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what they said, so that is going to get fixed. Now, I plan on doing an entire week's worth of this stuff, of, you know, all the tracks and what the different tracks are, what my favorites are, what I think you guys should be playing. As of right now, it doesn't have too many people playing the game, but it is very fun. I mean, if you like dirt bikes at all, I highly recommend it. But you're not going to like it at first. There's like a couple things you need to unlock. Like, you need to do the career a little bit, get your bike upgraded. Once you get the bike upgraded, it is so much fun. You can scrub, you can whip, you can do anything you basically can do on a real-life bike. You just have to wait until you get that. Until then, it's slow and hard to control. Now, This series actually goes back a long way, but because in case you don't know about it, I'm actually going to tell you about it a little bit, just so you guys have an idea of where this game came from. Back in ATV Off-Road Fury, which was way back in the 2000s, like early 2000s, like 2001, 2, 3, and all that stuff, there's a company called Climax that I think changed their name to Rainbow, or Rainbow helped make those games, and they left, and they came to help THQ, who made MX Unleashed at the time, in 2004. They partnered up and they made a game called MX vs ATV Unleashed, which was actually well received by a lot of people. IGN and all them have never given the MX vs ATV series as much credit as the community thinks it should get, because a lot of people really do like the game, and it's actually a really good game. It's just, I guess IGN doesn't understand that the controls are meant to be hard in the first place, to make it a skill level type of thing. But after that, they went and made Untamed for the PS3 and PS2. That was a very hit game. A lot of people really enjoyed that game, and I did too. I actually got a lot of stuff in it. I never completed any of the MX vs ATVs except Unleashed, which was before it was called MX vs ATV. They made two Unleashed, one with ATV and one was not, I guess. And then after Untamed, they came out with Reflex, which is by far everyone's favorite, and mine too, simply because you can kind of create your own style. It wasn't just like you kind of were forced to go to areas. I mean, Alive had a lot more realistic controls, but on Reflex, it was just, the tracks were great. There was vehicles. You still played Snake at the time. I loved Snake. That was one of my favorite game modes. That was a lot of fun. Now, after Reflex, we had Alive. And Alive was very good, in my opinion, but the thing is, I felt gypped as there wasn't hardly any content. There was like 2 Supercross tracks at the most, and then 1 free bonus ride track you could get. There wasn't a lot. And the reason that is, I think, is THQ was starting to go down the hole at that time, as they put a lot on their plate with other video games they were making, and they made a very big push with Reflex. There was a lot of TV time and commercials on YouTube. I mean, they really did a lot with that game. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I guess they kind of screwed up, in my opinion, and then they went bankrupt and they sold it to Nordic Games, who's made Supercross and then Supercross Encore. Supercross was a great try, but Encore I actually do really enjoy. I recommend it to anybody. But like I said, you guys got to worry about the frame rate, and you got to worry about, right now, not that many people have it, so if you probably buy it, you're not going to really find anyone online unless they're playing Supercross, because several people don't realize once it's done downloading, it's got to download a second thing before you can start playing Nationals and Rhythm Racing and all that other good stuff. Like I said earlier, I'll be doing all of the tracks and stuff like that on YouTube. You can check them out, but this was my first video. I hope you guys really enjoyed, and I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this race that I talked over the very first time. This is Natero, signing off. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching my video. Please don't quote me on anything I say, as I am oftentimes wrong, as I am human, just like the rest of you. If you noticed I made a mistake, please let me know in the comments below, and this is Natero, signing off.